everyone. So I have been itching to do some glowy makeup and something sort of simple. The other day I was scrolling through Danessa Myricks' Instagram. She's a makeup artist, she has her own brand, and this image stood out to me. It's simple. The makeup is very simple, but it's so beautiful and so striking and the exact kind of thing that I'm so drawn to. I love the glowy stuff these days, and I love blush draping and different blush kind of placement. I've been experimenting with different placements with blushes for years, and I was really taken by this image. And I don't have any Danessa Myricks products yet. High, like #1 on my wish list, so hopefully someday. But in the meantime, I thought that I would try to kind of do my version of this look with stuff that I have. So I kind of gathered as much stuff as I could, tried to find products that at least have a similar sort of tone or vibe to the shades used. We'll see how it goes. I watched a few videos with Danessa doing her makeup on people, and there's nothing quite like watching a makeup artist apply makeup. Like it's just, wow. Like I could just seriously watch someone like apply product forever. But one of the things I noticed in a couple of the videos I watched was she talked about applying like a beauty oil with a brush on her face. So I thought that I would give that a go and see what that does for me. I just had to go hunt. Okay, I'm also not naked. I intentionally dug this shirt out. I have like a whole box of sort of like filming shirts, things that I wouldn't necessarily wear in like real life but would work. And I haven't worn this one in a while because the last time I did, people were like, you look naked, which I can totally see why. But for the sake of this image and trying to like recreate it, I wanted to find something that would kind of give that effect. So that worked. Anyway, there's no like Instagram story tutorial or anything that I could find with that look. So I have the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer Oil, so I'm going to use that instead. Is this the thing that they do with the... No. No. I'm not a fan. Not of the oil, I mean, but like the dripping it on my face. It starts like getting in my mouth. No. Lovely. So I had done my best to take my makeup off for the day. I'm sure there's like little remnants of mascara. My makeup remover is awful. I normally use a Garnier micellar water, and I ran out like a while ago, so I've just been using other things I have, and nothing is anywhere near as good. But making do. That's gonna annoy me. Making do. I'm trying to also like not hold mirrors like super close to my face, or like doing this, which it's gonna happen. I call myself out on it every single time, and then when I'm going back and editing the footage, at least some point I just kind of forget that there's a camera and I just go. I also have like a breakout here, time of the month stuff, so I thought I was gonna wait until it cleared up, but I was like, it could be like a week till it clears up, and why not just cover it, you know? Embrace it a little bit. Yet gotta keep that mirror away from this brush because I do not enjoy that sound. So I toned my face, I put on some acne treatment, and I put a serum on, but that's the only other stuff that was on my face because I thought that I would just go for it. Now, honestly, I feel like the base is going to be very similar to things that I've done recently. However, I just want to do it. So my favorite glowy lotion is the MAC Strobe Cream. This is just one of, I can't get over how glowy it makes me just on its own. And like, I'm sure like I over apply it, but I love it. It makes my skin feel so hydrated. Now, Danessa in her videos was talking about like, well, you can kind of do whatever you like when it comes to tools, but she prefers to use brushes. So I'm gonna actually just use the same brush that I use just to see if it makes any kind of difference, because normally with this kind of stuff I would just use my hands, and I suppose there's a difference to like using brushes on clients as opposed to using your hands. Something that some people might prefer, just to have that separation, but I like to use my hands for certain things. There's some textures like I do not like on my hands. I really don't like tackiness for like gloss and stuff. So like if I'm trying to mix like some sort of gloss, there's just certain products, like for some reason, like foundation, I don't like on my fingers. But a lotion, like Strobe cream, I have no problem doing it. But I thought since I watched a few of those videos that I'd give it a go. I want to find more videos. Like I was watching, I think, was on Morphe's channel, and you know when you're watching somebody and they are just clearly so incredibly passionate and excited about what they're doing, and it just comes through in every possible way. I just like got that from watching those videos, and it's like the kind of contagious enthusiasm, which is so nice. And I think that's also why I just like watching some beauty creators and stuff, like watching people who are just such genuine fans of makeup. So I'm using my hands now to put on face primer. Totally unnecessary. This is the VDL Lumilayer Primer Fresh. It's just very glowing and is an extra sort of layer of hydration for me because I don't have like cream highlighters and things to use. So I wanted to give myself like every advantage to be glowy from the get-go, because I wanted to embrace as much glow as possible. So I'm just gonna try to let it dry down for a brief smidgen of a second before I dive into some color correcting, because I do find that that works for me. The breakout on my chin is nowhere near as bad as it was before, but it's still pretty red and pretty angry, so. I'm sure I overuse the under eye corrector as well. It's totally a security blanket at this point. Like, it just makes me feel better because I feel like my under eye circles are like crazy. I definitely haven't been sleeping very well for the last couple of months, so whew. I used an eye cream underneath my eye, and when I've been using this eye cream, when I've been putting that color corrector on top of it, it kind of like stings a little bit, so to keep an eye out for that. Now for foundation, I am using the Fenty Pro Filt'r Hydrating Longwear Foundation. My shade is 170, and this is almost gone. This is my favorite foundation to use these days because it's really the only foundation I have that truly matches me, for one, but it's just luminous and glowy, and I've been trying to use less of it though, and avoiding cake face, which I noticed I was kind of giving myself again, because I think I was just like hiding behind the layers of makeup, because it's just like this protection that's like, okay, if I can hide behind this, and if anybody's critical of me, they're critical of sort of the mask I have on, like the literal mask, instead of who I am. So I've been trying to not hide again, because my everyday makeup has definitely been a lot lighter. Like I will put like a few dabs of like concealer on or something, or use like one pump of a foundation as opposed to like multiple pumps, just to get the lightest coverage, and just sort of embracing sort of things like breakouts, because I was trying really hard to cover them and they just like, they weren't covering very well. I was like, might as well just embrace it. Like, instead of having a very obvious like beige lump on my chin, like let's just try and even everything out as possible and kind of focus on other areas as well. And it made me feel better, you know, and I'm stamping that, trying to get it to cover, but I totally have been picking at it as well, so it's not completely smooth on my skin. It kind of goes in a little bit, so I know it's not going to be the easiest thing to cover. I'm gonna try and get a smidgen more. It's slightly painful because I picked at it. I can't leave well enough alone. It's like it scabs over, and I'm like, must pick scab off. Cannot leave scab on skin. Scab must go. And then I wonder why it bleeds or it hurts. Like, I should know this by now. So I feel like this is a pretty good start for like a glowy base. It's nowhere near as glowy, but I think I'm gonna put like the primer oil on top once I get some of the other powders and products on there first. I kind of want to see how that will go. Just thinking about doing the like a cream contour. I don't have a lot of cream products, and I always do like the super fish face. I try and contour my nose a little bit underneath my lip, around the chin and forehead, but I don't try and do anything like super crazy. Mostly I find that it's like the cheekbone area that needs the most when I have put like at least one layer of foundation on. So I don't feel like I have super prominent cheekbones, but I think there's like at least a subtle shadow when I don't have makeup on that I notice when, like, I should have put a headband on or something. Of course, the one time I decided not to. Like, I always want like super sort of chiseled makeup, and I don't, I mean, like, I don't have that kind of face. Oof. Got some issues going on here with product. Okay, so this brush is a no-go. I was trying to use a little bit of a powder, and that brush I was using was just not reacting very well. So I feel like it's not as glowy despite all of the glow like the photo, but also my products are limited, but hopefully I will be able to continue and create something. I'm gonna try put my brows on first before I go in to the fun stuff, really, the blush and yeah, the highlighter, because that will probably help as well. My brows are super overgrown again. I've been fighting the urge to cut off the tails, but I think I would probably be a little bit more frustrated. I don't do the same sort of makeup as I did when I did have the shaved off brow tails. Brow tails then just made me think of duck tails for some reason. I do think even just like a little bit filled in makes a difference. The brows in the photo look very natural and like lightly filled in, but I do not have the patience to do like the individual brow hairs. I remember watching some like in-depth brow tutorials where people were doing like individual brow hairs, like sitting there like 1 stroke, 2 stroke. I was like, no, like by the 3rd stroke I'm like, I'm done. I do not have the patience for that. I just try and fill a little bit up. I kind of like the way that like a filled in heavier brow looks with very minimal makeup. There's something about it, and it's just some weird image in my head I have of like Sophia Loren with like a big brow and like a peach lipstick and not a whole lot else. It's definitely something I try and emulate sometimes. I'm using this clear CoverGirl brow gel to just kind of fluff up the brows a little bit, make them look a little bit more natural and a little less filled in, but like even just this with no other product I like. I know what highlighter I'm going to use. The blush and the eyeshadow I'm not quite sure of. I was digging around, swatching things, trying to find like eyeshadow and blush, and I have a whole whack of shadows from Pinky Rose, and I thought some of these would probably work. I'm thinking of like these two right here. I think they might work for eyeshadow. It's hard to see kind of what the eyeshadow is. It looks incredibly simple in the photo, but that's what I like. I mean, there's nothing, there's no cut crease, it's not a halo eye. It really just seems like a very simple like wash of color all around. So I'm going to use, there's no name on the back of the pan, but this is the shadow here. It's kind of like a burgundy color, and it has a slight sheen to it. I was reading the products as they were listed, what she used, and I think it was, the eyeshadow was something chocolate. Let me check. Eyes, Color Fix and Coffee Cake and Chocolate. The Waterproof Creme Palette in the Essentials, and Color Fix Glaze in Diesel. So I think this is a very appropriate shade. And I'm just using a Hakuhodo J5529 brush. My absolute favorite brush for my tiny little eyes. I think that's a start. Now I wonder how that shadow would work as a blush. I've never tried these shadows as a blush, so it's gonna maybe look like I got bruised. I'm gonna warn you right now, the blush portion of this is going to be a mess. It's going to look incredibly crazy until it's finished, and then hopefully it won't look so crazy. But okay, so I already did that. I have to match it now. And again, I'm just gonna say it, it's gonna look crazy. I'm not sure what else I'm gonna do with the eyeshadow yet. If I want to keep it like this kind of simple, perhaps. I don't want to overcomplicate it. I'm gonna use this Milani blush. I'm gonna use this Milani blush in Very Amore, and I feel like some of that shimmer should help a little bit. So that's the difference right now. I love something like this. Like, it's so romantic. I'm gonna take a clean brush. It's pretty good. I can do more though. I'm gonna take the Juvia's Place, the Saharan Blush, Volume 1, and this has some deeper blush tones in it, and it's stuff that I don't have a lot of in my collection, so I'm placing first, and then I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna blend, because like I said, I'm warning you, it's going to look nuts. I do feel like it maybe kind of looks just sort of bruised right now. This is some of the fun with makeup though, to be honest. It's like watching it go from kind of crazy and how is that possibly going to not look like a mess to, okay, still a mess, but maybe not as bad as we thought it was going to be. So I'm going to take my foundation brush, the brush that I use to apply my foundation, and just lightly tap on top of the blush. For highlight, I'm going to use the Becca Rose Quartz highlighter. Yes. And what I want, I think, is a little bit more of the Milani blush. This isn't going to be like an exact, you know, replica of the look. And also, like, even if I use the exact same products that are on the model, first off, the model is stunning. Like, wow. Yeah, I'm not, like, in the same universe as her, but the product would look differently on us. So I'm not trying to create like the exact same thing. And like I said, I don't have the same products, but I was really inspired by it. So I thought that I would give it a go. Do some mascara. For lips, I'm going to use Ripened by MAC. And a little bit of the Glossier Balm Dot Com on top of it. Do not like that feeling on my fingertips. At least the Balm Dot Com isn't that sticky, which is like the biggest problem I have with it. And then I'm going to take a little bit of a makeup spray. This is from PopBeauty. This is the Makeup Magnet Mist. It's an energizing spray. I just really like this one because it smells good. I feel very refreshed. It's got caffeine and like licorice, but I don't like licorice, but there's just something about it that just like, I just spray it on my bare skin because I just enjoy it. So and I was gonna add oil, wasn't I, to like make it a little bit more glowy. I'm trying to look at the photo. It's so crazy glowy. I am so in want of these products. Okay, so I took just a little bit more of that primer oil, kind of on top of where I put the Becca highlighter, to really try and amp up the glow. I think it looks cool. I think when you see it from different perspectives, like the light hits in different ways, and I feel very like romantic and very fresh in this kind of makeup. And it was very easy to do. Like there were a lot more layers and it could definitely have been a lot more complex and technical, but I just wanted to have fun. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day or night wherever you are. Let me know if there are any other kind of videos you would like to see from me, and I hope we get a chance to chat soon. Bye for now.